presenting Royal Tutors, your trusted support for brain-friendly and impactful learning. Today we'll be looking at how to memorize key quotes without stress, tricks for recall, and paraphrasing. This will help you in your GCSE preparation. First thing you need to do is to understand before you memorize. You need to understand before you memorize. Like, your brain remembers meaning better than random words. So how do you go about this? First off, you need to read the quote aloud and ask this question: what's this really saying? Like, you have to, after you've asked this question, then you will write it in your own words. For example, "Oh Romeo, Romeo, where art thou, Romeo?" Now, let's paraphrase this. Juliet is asking why Romeo has to be a Montague. Another thing you need to know is this visual memory tricks that you can use. Like, you use imagery or doodles to link words with pictures. You can draw symbols or emojis beside each quote in your notes. For example, if you're talking about love, you can use the symbol of love. And when it comes to conflict, you can see that symbol that the love is divided in the middle, like showing that yes, there's love, but there's conflict in love. Then for violence, you can use a sword to show violence. You can use rose for beauty or romance. Also, you can create a quote map. That is a page with quotes linked by arrows showing themes and characters. You can use rhythm, you can use rhyme and repetition. We call this the 3 R's: rhythm, rhyme, and repetition. Your brain loves patterns. So you turn quotes into rhymes, chants, or songs. For example, "A plague all about your house." Like, chant it like a football cheer. So when you chant this, it will help you. So you can say these things 3 times a day for like 3 days. Like, you can decide to do it morning, afternoon, and night. This will help you remember some of these quotes. Also, you can use flashcards, but it will be smarter when you write the first few words of each quote on one side and the rest on the back. You can add a theme tag. For example, love, conflict, or fate. Then shuffle and test yourself or a friend. Like, you can also try a digital flashcard, e.g. you can use Quizlet. They track which quotes you forget most. All of these things will help you to remember some of these quotes. Then you can connect quotes to characters and theme. Instead of random memorization, you can group them by character. For example, Juliet's loves quotes, Romeo's fate quotes, Juliet's loves quotes, or Romeo's fate quotes. By theme: love, conflict, family, fate. So that way you remember context, which helps you use them correctly in essays. You can also use the first word anchor trick. Like, just remember the first word or phrase of each quote. It often triggers the rest. For example, "a plague" reminds you of the full line. "What's light" leads to "what lies through yonder window breaks." Like, if you're able to get the first word, we call this first word anchor trick. So it will help you to also remember the remaining quotes. Then let's look at this paraphrasing practice. If you forget the exact wordings, express the same idea in your own words. For example, the original is, "These violent delights have violent end." Now, it has been paraphrased to, "Intense passions can lead to destruction." Teachers often give credit to accurate paraphrase plus explanation, not just perfect quotation. Take note of this. Teachers or examiners often give credit for accurate paraphrase plus explanation, not just perfect quotation. So you should be able to paraphrase accurately, and you should be able to also explain accurately. It is not about you being able to quote perfectly, but you being able to paraphrase accurately and explain accurately. Use mnemonics for multiple quotes. Like you can make an acronym of short story from the first letters or ideas of quotes on one theme. Still using Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet as an example, like the theme of love in Romeo and Juliet. My only love sprung from my only hate. Oh Romeo, Romeo, thus with a kiss I died. Like if you look at this, I have been able to turn it into a mnemonic, like my, oh, and thus. That is MOT. My, oh, thus. So this will make it easy to recall when you are under pressure. You can try this mnemonic for multiple quotes. It will also help you to remember some of the quotes when you get to your examination hall. So you sleep on it. After studying quotes, you review before bed, then your brain consolidates memory while you sleep. Teach someone else. Explain the quote's meaning to a friend or parent. If you can teach it, you have memorized it. Thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye bye.